This is day 11 of our European tour, October 2009. We visited Monaco after staying for 2 days in Nice in the Hotel Apogia, and we travelled by bus for around about an hour. And here's my wife looking out the window, and we travelled to Monaco. One thing about Trafalgar buses, they have comfortable seats and big windows. We travelled to Montecani, a town in the Kingdom of Monaco, and here you can see some video of the unusual of a city built on rocks overlooking the Mediterranean Sea. And obviously it's an expensive place, and the houses and apartments and buildings mirror that, quite expensive buildings. We went through the tunnel that the James Bond movie shows of the car chase, and the Monaco Formula One Grand Prix tunnel that they rush through, and we had a really nice drive through that and a drive around the town. And here's the exit of the tunnel. Here's a shot of the viewpoint of the park that we went to later on in the day, and here's a short video shot of the port of Monaco and more of the buildings. The bus dropped us off and we walked into the Prince's Palace of Monaco. This is Jacques Cousteau's yellow submarine. That was outside the Oceanographic Museum of Monaco, and if you pause it you can get a better look at the little submarine, and also the buildings surrounding it, which were part of the, and here's the part of the museum itself. We didn't go into the museum because after all we were heading for Pisa in Italy, and we were only driving through Monaco. So outside also was one of the Jacques Cousteau's polar expedition vehicles, and number 37. And as a kid I vaguely remember the TV shows of Jacques Cousteau's adventures around the world. And here's a shot of St. Nicholas Cathedral in Monaco, and we continue to walk towards the Prince's Palace. Grace Kelly of American movie fame married the Prince of Monaco. And here's a bulletin board and photo of the Princess Grace during the wedding ceremony. And this building we've talked about, the St. Nicholas Cathedral, and we walked, well, the bus group followed the tour guide, and we walked between the St. Nicholas Church and another building. This casino was called the Grand Casino. I'm not sure whether it was actually the Monte Carlo Casino, but yeah, it was quite beautiful. And the alleyway took us into the old town of Monte Carlo. All the little side streets and cafes and coffee shops remind you of the Italian style that's prevalent in this town. And then we arrived at the Prince's Palace and surrounded by other buildings. So we had a little bit of a look around the park that overlooked the sea, and there was a few exhibits, including this sea hawk or eagle, wasn't sure what it was. at the Prince's Palace was this viewing platform that overlooked the city, and you can get a little bit of an idea of what the town was all about. And the main attraction, of course, was this huge port and beautiful old castle type structure, and lots of cruise ships. Because my wife is deaf, I was explaining to her that this was a little province or kingdom called Monaco, and that was the Princess Palace. And you can see the changing of the guard outside the palace entrance. And I'll shut my mouth while you have a look at that. It's probably one of the most boring jobs you can do, when I did it for a short time outside the Victorian Parliament, 8 hours at a time. If you notice, the sentries had a uniform very similar to the Italian police uniform, I believe, and here are the cannons that were placed around the building and in the square area. Like most royal families, if the flag is up, the family is in. And here is the Prince and Princess Grace, and some memorabilia of Princess Grace as we walked through. Again, I'll shut my mouth and let you look at the images on the video. Also in the building were these royal family tombs or graves, and here's the one of Princess Grace Kelly, and the memorial stone was above her. And back outside there were more monuments and statues around the little park. The statue of Francisco Grimbaldi, whether he is. Somewhere around that area was this rental car place where you can rent Ferraris, and you can imagine it would be very expensive, and just imagine the insurance you'd pay on these collectibles. And we went back to the viewing platform and took some more video of the port of Monaco. Monte Carlo. It's called the Port of Hercule. You can see all the super yachts, dozens of them. And the sea wall and looking out over the Mediterranean. A closer view of the super yachts with a few yachts in between. Then we walked through a beautiful park. This is Jardins de Saint Martin, and some lovely panoramic views. I don't know what I did with the video, and my wife showed me this lovely flower, and we thoroughly enjoyed the peace and tranquility of these public gardens. And then we came across this big bathtub. Well, it looks like a bathtub, but it's probably more like watering your horse. And then this is the entrance to the Prince's Palace. And we followed the walkway along the sea wall past the Oceanography Museum founded by the Prince Albert, and I found these views to be absolutely beautiful. Another shot of the sea wall and the entrance to Port Hercule, and this is a shot of the sea wall walkway. Then we got back on the bus and headed towards Italy, and here's a shot of the beautiful landscape of the township. And if you pause this, you can see a World War II pillbox. And then as we drove towards the Italian border, or into Italy, we came across this Carrara marble quarry, and absolutely beautiful. Initially it looked like snow, but if you do a close-up you can see these marble blocks, granite blocks, and this is one of the businesses that mine the area. And actually the Carrara marble quarries were named after this business. Then we travelled for another 3 hours on the bus, and we arrived in a little town called Pisa in Italy, and we stayed in the Pellegrini Hotel, and that was okay. The video was produced by myself, and it's the end of another exciting video of day 11 of our European tour, October 2009. We visited the city of Monaco on the way to the city of Pisa.